Welcome to the Metro Brokers online tutorial on the Marketing tab Part 1, Creating Newsletters, E-cards, and Flyers. I am logged into the back end of the demo site, and you will need to be logged into the back end of your agent's site. Once you're logged in, you want to locate the Marketing tab. It's not up here, so I'm going to click these forward arrows, and here it is. Once you find the Marketing tab, go ahead and click on that. This will open the marketing screen, which has farms, newsletters, e-cards, flyers, drip campaigns, analytics, and opted out. We are going to cover newsletters, e-cards, and flyers in this tutorial. And in part 2 of the marketing tab, we will cover farms, drip campaigns, analytics, and opted out. So let's go ahead and click on the Newsletters tab. Once you click on this, it's going to give you a list of all of the newsletters that you have created thus far. And you can also search for them by alphabetical here, by title. We only have 2 in here, so we don't need to do that. And if you go to the far right, you can see the Create button to create a new newsletter. Let's go ahead and click on this Create button. This is going to open a screen that's going to allow you to choose a template or create your own template for a newsletter. For our purposes, let's just go ahead and pick a template and then click Next. Now this opens the screen where we are going to then build a newsletter using this template. So the first thing you want to do is name your newsletter. So we're going to just call this Spring 2012. Okay. I'm going to scroll down more here so you can see everything. Now this is the same editor that is located everywhere on the website. So once you get to learn to use this editor, you will be doing very good because it's everywhere on our site. The template is basically just a table. What they've done is they've gone in and they've added a table, and they've added these rows with different widths and columns, and they've added color and logos and stuff to it. So if you were creating your own, you would just want to be putting in a table and creating it that way. And to create your own, you are able to use different color themes than the templates have. But let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I just want to show you this whole logo here. If I click on it, I could delete that from this flyer, and I could put in a Metro Brokers logo with my own company name. Just so you know, that is available to you. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there, but I'm going to change this to Spring Newsletter. And I don't particularly like the way that date is appearing, so I'm just going to change that to April 2012. Okay, and then if we scroll down a little bit more so you can see this, it's going to automatically pull over my agent photo, agent full name, so it's going to have my first and last name, and then these fields over here are what it's going to pull over from my agent's site. And I just want to show you, there is if we scroll back up here, this help for predefined variables. This is a predefined variable. All of these are predefined variables. So if I click on this, it's going to open another window, and it's going to show me an explanation of what all the predefined variables are. So I can see that when it says contact name, it means contact full name. So it will give their first and last name. If it says contact first name, it's contact first name, and you can just go through the list and check that out. Let's go back over to our newsletter. So you can tweak this. You can take some of this out. Let's say, oh, I don't want this alternative phone number in there because it's the same as my mobile. So we'll take that out. Whoops. So any of these that you want to remove, you can. If you want to change a picture, you're going to click on the photo. I'm going to scroll up a little more. And you're going to go to this icon, Insert Edit Image. Click on that. It brings up the photo that is in there. Let's say I want to find a new photo that's on my desktop. I'm going to click Browse. Now this just automatically opened my clip art because I have been in there already, but I would locate it if it had not. And let's see, Spring House. You can go ahead and insert this in there. Now I've already sized this photo to fit in here. If you click on Appearance, it's going to show you that the size that fits for that space is about 410 by 184, and I went ahead and made sure that this was already going to be the right size. So click on Update, and then you can see it's changed the photo in here. This is the welcome, so when it says Dear, and this is contact name, it's going to give the first and last name of my contact. If I wanted it to just be first name, I would need to change that. And so let's just say we're gonna reword this here. What we want to say is the demo company has been helping owners sell their homes for over 15 years. During that time, we've learned a few things about what helps a house sell. We found that spring is a great time to do these simple things that will help your house stand out in today's market. Okay, so you can see that you can type right in there, and you can change if you wanted to change the font color on that, you could just highlight it, scroll back up here. Here's the font color. Let's say we wanted a real dark color. Whoops. There you can see, change the font color for me. So while we're using this editor, just so you know, over here on the right-hand side is toolbar help, so it kind of explains what each of these functions do. It is just a help bar. If I click over here, it is not going to undo or redo. This is not the toolbar. The toolbar is up here. So, but if you're not sure what something is, you can kind of hover over it and it will show you. But you can also come over here and find it and find out what each icon does. Some of them are a bit advanced, so you won't be using all of these icons. Okay, now we learned how to type into a box and put our own content in. Now let's go down here and say, in this article, we want to change the title. We're going to call it Spring Cleaning. Whoops. And I have an image to put in here, so I can click on that, go back up to my little image icon. I want to browse and find my spring cleaning picture. Open. I'm going to describe it. Update. Scroll back down. And there's my picture. Now let's say I want to cut and paste. I've written an article and I want to paste it in here. So I'm just going to pull up my Word document that I've written this article in. Here's my spring cleaning article. So I want to highlight this text and go home, and we're going to copy it. You could either copy it or you can do Control C. So now I'm going to minimize that, and I want to put that in here. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to backspace out of that. Now this is where I want my new content to be. If you want to paste, never paste directly into the table. You want to come up here and either use these two tools. This is paste as plain text or paste from Word. I got this document in Word, so I'm going to use paste from Word. It opens this separate window, and it says use Control plus V on your keyboard to paste the text. So I'm going to do that, Control V, and here it's put all of that article that I have copied, and now I'm going to insert. And you can see that it has inserted that text in here. It's lost some of its spacing because I had more paragraphs, but what it's done is it's taken out all of the hidden HTML that would end up skewing the HTML on my newsletter. So it's really important to always use these paste from Word or paste as plain text tools. They will make your life much, much easier, believe me. So because it's skewed it a little bit, I've got to go in and just clean it up just a tad. So I want to put a space there and a space here, and that is my article. Okay, another thing that I recommend, we're not anywhere near being close to being done, but it's always a good idea to periodically save your work. So you can come up here and do save and exit or save and continue. I'm going to save and continue because we're not done yet. It says it saved it. But we're going to just go ahead and stay in this screen and keep working on it. So now if something happens, at least I have, my work so far saved in here. So I kind of like the idea how they did over here, these quick links, that you can have a link to register now or more about us. These are not hot links right now because those links would change for every agent. So if you want to keep this over here, you're going to want to add the link to this. So the register now link, you would highlight it. Come up here, go to this little link icon because this is where you're going to insert or edit a link, and you're going to click on that. And it opens this separate window where you're going to put the URL in. So I have my agent site opened up here. Let's toggle over there. This is my agent site. And if I want them to register from my agent site, I want them to go to the email alerts page. So let's click on email alerts. That has taken us to the page where they can sign up as a registered user, or if they're already a user, they can sign in. So this is the page that I want the link to. So I'm going to come up here to this address bar, click in here, and it'll highlight it. And then I'm going to do Control C on my keyboard because that's going to copy that. I'm going to toggle back over to my newsletter. I'm going to click in here and do Control V, and it's inserted that link. Then I can choose, I can open it in a new window, a new blank window, or I can open it in the same window. I'm going to do a new blank window, and I'm going to title this Register, and then click Update. And now that is a hot link. Same thing for more about us. Click on the little link. And go toggle back over to my agent site. Click on home now. So more about us, I could either take them to the About Me page, or I could take them to the Office page. I think I'm going to go to the About Me page. Once that's loaded, I'm going to click up here in the address bar, Control C, go back to my newsletter, backspace, Control V, open in a new blank window, About Demo Agent, update, and now that is a hot link. Now, if you scroll down, you can see that this is just going to keep scrolling until the more information I put in here, the more it is going to keep going. So let's say I didn't want to put another article in here. We could just, oops, darn it. Get back here. We can just take this out. Backspace. Now, if I wanted to remove these lines in the table, I have my cursor in there. I want to remove that line. Scroll back up. And this is going to be delete row. Okay, go back down. You can see that row is gone. I want to delete this too. So let's get that verbiage out of there. Go back up. Delete row. Oh, we got a couple more in here. Let's delete 2 more at least. Delete. Delete. Okay, that space doesn't look too bad. And in my article, I said that I was going to put a link over here for a checklist for spring cleaning. So I could either add that link down here after my other links. I could just start a whole new column here on if I'm going to do more than one link. Let's say I want to do that over here. So I'm going to put in here spring cleaning checklists. All right, let's highlight that. Let's say I want it in the middle. I'm going to go here. Let's say I want it to be bold. And let's say I want to change the color to that really dark maroon color. Let's take a look. All right. Now I could go and start inserting links to PDFs that I wanted to put on here. So there's lots of things that you can do with this editor. As you can see, it has some of the same things that you're used to using in Word. Styles are going to be the same as what is over here. You can underline, you can read the text, you can make different paragraphs, you can do a large heading or different sizes of headings. And this kind of ties into SEO so that search engines can know, like, okay, this is the beginning of an article. So that's kind of helpful to put in there. This is choosing different fonts, and it's a limited number of fonts. And the reason for that is because each of these fonts are universal. So no matter what system somebody is using, they're going to be able to view the font that you have chosen. Font size, you can choose what you want to use over here for that. And we talked about the paste tools. You can just kind of go through and learn some of these. Some of them are going to be more advanced, and you may not use them because you're not going to be editing the HTML, or you're not going to be creating your own template. But you're more than welcome to poke around. This one is a good one because if you wanted to insert a video in here, you could use the insert edit media tool. And up here, you can click preview to see your newsletter. So this way I can look at it and see if there's anything, excuse me, that I want to change. And you can save and exit or save and continue. Let's go ahead and do save and exit. It's letting me know that it has saved my newsletter, so I'm going to say okay to that. Now it takes me back to my list of newsletters, and you can see that the Spring 2012 newsletter is right there. So in all of my newsletters, and this is true also with e-cards and flyers, we have these tools over here that you can use for each thing. So a copy tool is going to copy the entire project. So I'll have 2 copies of that. And I may want to do that if I wanted to do a separate drip marketing campaign, or who knows, there could be a reason for you wanting to do that. Preview is just what we did. You're going to preview the newsletter, but I want to show you something in this preview window. If you wanted to print this newsletter, you want to make sure that you read the print help, because otherwise it's not going to print correctly. You need to read that and follow the instructions for printing the newsletter. And you can also print from this page. Oops, here we go. And you can also print from here. Email is going to email this newsletter to an individual. If you want to email to a farm or a client database, then that's going to be covered in when we go over farms and drip campaigns. And this is the edit button. So if I wanted to go back in here and make changes, I could click on this and it's going to open back up into that edit screen that we were just in. And finally, I can delete this piece altogether. So that is the newsletters. And e-cards. E-cards are basically the same as newsletters. Let's just take a quick peek at create. You're going to see you can do your own template, or you can use a template that's already in here. Create your template is a good way to just, if you wanted to do a blast email to your clients and just let them know we're having an ice cream social, you could use the create your template and just send it out to your farms. So that's basically how the e-cards work. I created this happy birthday e-card. To send to my contacts when it's their birthday. So you could also use an e-card to do that. Flyers are pretty much the same, except that when you create a flyer, we'll hit create. We'll just choose a template here, hit next. It is going to ask for the MLS number. So let's just put an MLS number in here just to show you how to use this. You hit go, it pulls the information over, and you can see that now it has pulled over information from the MLS. It's pulled over some photos, it's pulled over the address, the MLS number, all of this from the MLS. And you can come in here and edit this using the exact same editor that we looked at for the newsletter. For the photos, if you didn't like which photos it pulled over, you can click on the photo, go to the photo icon, and the very last tab is MLS Image Gallery. If you click on that, it's going to show you all the photos that are in the MLS. So if I wanted this to be my main photo, I could click on it, click update, and it's going to move that photo over here. Same with this one. I could just come over here, go back to Image Gallery, choose a photo that's more appropriate, and upload that. So you have the option to choose from all of the the photos that you have on the MLS. And you can also choose from photos that you have on your computer, whatever you choose. And that's basically it for the flyers because they're really the same as the newsletters. So now you have learned how to create a newsletter, e-card, or flyer. You can create marketing pieces in your marketing tab area. The next part 2 of the marketing tab tutorial will cover farms, drip campaigns, analytics, and opted out. So we hope that you watch that video tutorial as well, and thank you for watching.